welcome to my channel. I'm Crafting Creature, aka Marissa. Last week we made Bill Cipher and I thought it was only right that we honor the twins. So today we're going to make a fan art dedicated to mostly maple pines, but a little bit of dipper. I found a wooden shooting star thing. It was on clearance. It was the only one there. It had a similar pattern of Maple's classic star sweater. It had 2 stars, so I thought it would be fun to include Dipper in it as well. With all that said, let's get started making it. So, first things first is I don't understand why this is stapled on. Okay. So after I pulled off the cardboard, I removed the staples that were still inside the wood with some pliers, just so they wouldn't be poking and catching on things. So for the little star, which will be Dipper, I am trying to paint the star with his hat colors. At first I was gonna do like navy blue, orange, and light blue to match like his shirt and vest and the hat, but I kind of ended up just doing a similar shade of blue for the whole star and then painting white on top. You'll see later I repainted a couple times with acrylic paint. Right now I'm doing watercolor because I like the grain of the wood showing through, but unfortunately wood is just thirsty and I kept having to cover up my mistakes and it was just not looking that great. But it is satisfying to watch, don't get me wrong. And then I'm just covering the whole shooting star with pink and yellow for Maple's sweater. I'm doing the purple, teal, and orange gradient of the shooting star. And then it just felt like it was missing something, so I added some glittery watercolor paint to the star. So I have sprayed this with some fixative, so that way hopefully, yay, it's waterproof. So that way if I mess up on something and I want to wipe it with water and clean it up, it won't take the watercolor stain with it, which has been extremely annoying. So I've already fixed it quite a few times and now I'm kind of over it, so what you see is what you get because I am running out of the color that I used for everything. I want to have the Mystery Shack sign maybe here. The S will be here. So that is the plan. So this doesn't feel very maple enough. I'm gonna coat this because it's, I don't know if you can tell, it is metallic, but only in certain areas. I did coat the whole thing, but I think the glitter just kind of into the wood. So I'm gonna coat it with some glue and see if that helps a little bit more. I decided that it needed a little bit more pizzazz, so I'm also using flakes of golden sequin stuff and also some gold leaf. I guess I got distracted from putting glitter in the shooting star. So anyway, we're gonna move on to the Mystery Shack sign. So I'm just gluing the 4 boards together. And then weighing them down. Oh, and now I'm going back to the glitter. So I'm just pouring in glitter to match the watercolor gradient that I already laid down. Really trying to make the glitter glue be chunky and more like a paste. So I'm just trying to move all of the color to where I needed it to be and then cleaning up the sides and adding the teal glue. I just really had a hard time blending the teal and the orange together when it was in watercolor, so I figured that glitter would be easier and wouldn't look muddy when I blended it. And then I thought that the white background needed to be a little bit more opaque, so I coated it again and then stippled it because I couldn't get the brush strokes to look how I wanted it. And then I decided that it needed a little bit more pizzazz. I kind of wanted it to feel like Mabel made most of this project, and then she forced Dipper to participate in one small thing. So she gave him like all of this glitter and stuff, and he used metallic puffy paint to appease his sister. So I'm just using a silicone tool to shape it a little bit more, and there it is. Okay, now I am aging the signs, because the Mystery Shack sign is kind of weathered. You know, there's an S that's fallen off, and now I was just building the S off of the sign on my silicone mat, so that way I can just peel it off later. And then I'm just weathering it a little bit more with some darker brown paint. Again, I'm using watercolor, so that way the grain of the popsicle sticks show through. And I'm just trying to mimic what I did before with the other sign that I already did in the background. I'm not doing it well, but I'm trying. The first thing that I did was just wrote hack on it, since the S had already fallen off, and then I'm starting to do the serifs and stuff to make it look more like the font. And then mystery is just painted on letters, so I just took some black acrylic paint and just slapped it on, trying to make it look sloppy. I put the mystery sign too low because I forgot about the hack sign, and then I apparently fixed it off camera. The shack is actually red letters that are 3D. I used black because I only had black puff paint, but also it kind of adds more shading when you just stipple on the red acrylic paint. And then I decided it was too messy around the edges, so I painted the whole pink part with that acrylic paint, so that way it's clean on the outside edges too. And there it is, all done. I love it so much. It's so cute. I did spray it a couple times with some fixative outside and off camera, so that way it's okay if it gets wet, even the watercolor parts like the Mystery Shack sign. And that is it. I hope you guys like it. Here it is. I love her. We got the Mystery Shack sign and the S that's fallen on the bottom. I was just not feeling it for a very long time, and then I was like, oh, duh. It's for Mabel, and we don't have any glitter in it. What am I doing? I don't post every single week, as you may have noticed. But when I do, it's on Saturdays around noon. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.